Greetings, peace, and many, many blessings. It is Tanaya TP, the Perspective Dealer. I recently updated my YouTube handle to TP Unfolds because we are going to see what happens with that. But I feel very called and honored today to bring you a message. And what's coming to express is that you did not find this message, but this message found you. And it's a pre-shuffle, so I pre-shuffled the cards so that I could just jump straight into it. So let's jump straight into it. Now, whoever needs to hear this message, I am seeing, feeling, with the Empress card being in reverse, that there is some resistance to realizing your own power. It could have something to do with your finances and how you're expressing in this material realm, and even an imbalance of giving and taking. You may feel like you give a lot and you don't get enough in return, which will reflect with the Empress being in reverse, because that is the world. That is someone who can give birth to whatever it is that they are desiring to give birth to and doing it in love, doing it in kindness, doing it in ease, essentially being connected to their own flow. And with a disharmony in giving and taking, that's going to disrupt the flow. So what is it that you are participating in that you're giving more of and not receiving enough of? Or what opportunities are you neglecting that could give you that even balance, but you are afraid of showing up in that way? You are afraid of being vulnerable. You're trying to protect your heart when you don't know just how good the opportunity is going to be for you. And that is further leading me on to the Fool. It's a new journey on its way for you, and it's going to require you to start seeing yourself. It's going to require your trust. It's going to require you going all in. It's going to require your trust in your intuitions and your primal instincts, your trust and your confidence in yourself, and knowing that you'll always be held. No matter what you're jumping into, you will always be held. Now, I had a dream about these oracle cards here, so that's why I used them for today. They are the Shamanic Healing Oracle cards, and the card that came through to solidify this message is Truth. It's also interesting because I've been thinking a lot about the bald eagle, but truth. So where is it that you are not being honest with yourself, or how can the truth empower you to go on this journey? How can the truth empower you to go on this journey? How can you dissolve any ideas of it being an uphill battle, right? And I feel like that is where this intuitive being who is kind of hurt is coming through. Where is the pain coming from? And is the pain the truth, or is the lessons the truth? Sometimes the pain can be truthful because it guides us back to ourselves. It teaches us how to use our own medicine to nurse ourselves. And in turn, that could be the give and take. Like you're experiencing it for a reason, so that you can then go and give it to others. The medicine that you are using to tend to yourself, you can go and give it to others, and that could be what the next journey is, right? How are you alchemizing your pains and what your perceived struggles are to then nurse yourself and give that medicine to yourself, right? And then thinking of medicine, I'm thinking of eagle medicine, which is about freedom, which is about soaring, which is about having that clear vision. They are very, very, very great hunters. And when they see something in the water, they can dart down, grab it. And that precision is awesome. That's with a lot of birds of prey. So instead of being preyed on, how are you being the hunter? How are you being the hunter? And that's interesting because, right, I just talked about how they'll go into the water and grab the fish, and then we have truth and struggle. And struggle being represented by the fish swimming upstream. Then there's also water reflected in the imagery of all of these cards, which brings me to the emotional connection that you have not only to yourself, but for what you are experiencing, and the empathy that you carry for others, right? Because that give and take could also come into play when it comes to how we are putting judgment out into the world for others in this material realm, and how that judgment could be blocking the flow of what we think that we conceive. I meant to say receive. So even with conception coming through with Empress in the back, with Empress being reversed, conception, what are you giving birth to? Or what is kind of, if we think about the whole birthing process, we know that once you are in labor, it's going, right? And there are going to be contractions, and that contraction is small, like it's small and it's tight and it's painful, but it's moving things down. So this makes me think about a stall in the birth, right? Where are you stalling in the birth of your life, of whatever it is that you're trying to give birth to creatively? And what can you do to ease yourself, to make your environment feel more comfortable for you to give birth to that situation, for that creation? How can you nurse yourself? How can you calm yourself down? And also with the Six of Pentacles, I might even pull some more because I'm interested in this whole give and take journey that is happening, and even how I'm seeing the colors of the sacral, the colors of the root, the colors of the solar plexus all coming through within this. Those are all three of the chakras that are important when it comes to manifesting something that you want into this life, right? We're going to be looking at the root, the security, how safe we feel even to have it and to manifest it. The sacral, using our creativity and our sexual powers and things like that, our creative power to make it come manifest and in its very specific and unique way. And then the solar plexus, how much do we have faith in it? How much do we have faith in ourselves? How confident are we in our own creations? And maybe the confidence in the creation is what's stalling it from coming out. Maybe the confidence in the creation is what's stalling it from coming out. So what is the truth about how confident you are in yourself? Where are the inner child and where are the inner child wounds and times that you've been hurt and your confidence has been knocked down by way of what you were creating? And how can you view that struggle of coming up out of that as medicine for other people? Can I have some more clarity on the Six of Pentacles, please? Pentacles. All right, there we go. It's interesting. We talk about that give and take. We talk about conception. We talk about giving birth to something and being in creative energy when it comes to giving birth to something, as well as the confidence that it takes to push out something and go out on a new journey and trust yourself and trust your intuition. So the Lover's card coming through upright shows me that what is present about the give and take is coming from a lover in this material realm. Are you allowing yourself to receive from your lover? Are you expecting too much from your lover? Are you not giving enough in what you're expecting to receive from them? And how can we be truthful about that? How can we break the struggle? How can we break the inner struggle from being so tied to someone and expecting so much from them when we're not giving that to ourselves? The Lover's card is signifying the Six of Pentacles. And I see that that's what's got you down intuitively. So I'm picking up on some overbearing or just there's just a strong energy when it comes to that. Maybe that energy makes you feel weak and makes you feel less confident. But we got to realize that in our lovers, whether, not even just in the romantic lovers, but when I see the Lover's card, it makes me think about harmonious connections. And in those connections, whether it be friendship, lovers, family, whatever, when there's an overpowering energy that makes us feel less confident or makes us feel less able to create, where can we find the truth in that situation? Sometimes we love them so much that we don't want to admit the truth. But loving someone and not admitting the truth is not love. Loving someone and not admitting the truth about the situation is really not love. It's really not love. So this may be calling for a split in your attachment to that person. And it doesn't mean a split in the relationship, but just a split in the attachment, a split on the perspective, a split on how you perceive them, a split on how much you let them overpower your own energy or even be in control of what you are allowed to produce. They are not in control of what you are allowed to produce. And I'm just seeing a journey of you trusting yourself, a journey of you letting go and trusting yourself and calling back your feminine powers to yourself so that you can get that birth going on. In nature, when an animal, a woman, a female is not feeling comfortable, she will stall that birth. She will go out and hide and get away from the people so that she can focus on her own process, because it is a natural process more than a medical process. I don't know why I felt the need to say that, but if you got to continue on with your birth without this person, or even without the overbearing energy of this person, let them go, at least for now, and see what happens. See how much stronger you feel. Is there anything else to be said here? Okay. Things are falling out. They say, yes, we have one more thing. And I'll check the Oracle deck too. Let's check the Oracle deck. Is there anything else to be said from this deck? Okay, we got another one falling. I'll do one more time. Thank you so much. And final messages that are coming through when I ask for final messages, we have the King of Cups and then we have growth. So I am seeing that when you let it go, this is even empowering. This is an empowering act for the person, for your partner to realize too, because it's like, oh wow, you can step away and you can create this. They might have felt like you weren't doing anything, or may have felt like you weren't capable of what you were capable of, because you were in their shadow. And when you step out of their shadow and start producing from your own light, they're able to see you more. They get more power in a healthy way, just like you gain more power from seeing you in your power. So they are not going to be jealous of what it is that you create. They're only going to be proud of you and commend your bravery and all of these things. And it can also show that this one energy may be overpowering for you, whereas there's something else coming in, or even your own masculinity being reflected by what you can do, by what you can move, by what you can call into action, but also by what you can feel, the depth of your power and your emotions. Because I see some resistance to expressing and to feeling that. You're afraid to fall deep into your waters, but a journey is calling you to go deeper there. And through that, we have growth. And through that, we have growth. So I'm seeing some growth in your masculine aspect, but in a more positive way, because maybe you've been so deep into femininity, so deep into the idea of femininity being that someone is providing for you, that you forgot how to provide for yourself. And through that forgetting to provide for yourself, you depended so much on somebody else that give and take energy is so out of flow, is so out of balance, and it's causing you to have a creative blockage when there's some truth needed to be said. There is some struggle needed to be had. And I don't really resonate with the idea of struggle in the way that we've been taught it, but I'm just seeing that there is going to be upstream battle, and it's not going to always be that way, but it's just for you to find yourself. It is just for you to find yourself, for you to be a reflection of someone else's strength, not even just your own, for someone to fully see you by you fully seeing yourself. And whatever you're giving birth to, it is going to be medicine for other people. Whatever you are giving birth to is going to be medicine for other people. So I find this to be very, very beautiful. I know that this can be a real sticky and tough spot, especially when we have the energetics of someone else in the mix and we are potentially doubting ourselves and not feeling so confident and potentially neglecting to tell the truth because we feel like that truth will separate us from people. If truth is separating you from people, baby, that's a great thing. That's an awesome thing. That's an amazing thing. Let them live in a lie. Let them live in the lie and let you be the beacon of truth, be the beacon of light, be the beacon of it all. And I also love that while the struggle is represented by this fish going upstream, the King of Cups is represented with this fish necklace around. It's like a prize for what it is that you've been through. You didn't view it as something that was so negative. You're actually going to carry it with you and use it as a sign of strength. And it seems like I'm getting this image of every time that you start to doubt yourself or you start to doubt what it is that you can do or what you can create or what you can give birth to, you take that talisman of your strength and you hold on to it. You take that talisman of your strength and you hold on to it. So what are your talismans now? How are you getting yourself through these things? And I'm feeling a push. I'm feeling a rebirth. I'm feeling the truth being revealed every day in every single way. So thank you so much for watching. If you are feeling this message heavily resonate with you, please let me know. We can get specific in the comments and start a chat. I love that. I love that. I love that. If you're feeling called to give a love donation, I'll leave that in the description. Just thank you. Thank you. This is a beautiful journey. This is a beautiful transformation. So excited to learn and to see and to feel what your talismans are and how your medicine is going to be so potent for the next person. Ashe, ashe, ashe. I love you. Peace.